The two most important days in life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain said that. And sometimes it's the day you wake up and realize that the purpose is to save money and avoid that bad movie. I'm Sudhish Kamath, helping you do just that. This week in FOMO Fix, we are deep into stories about people who are finding or chasing their purpose while the world around them spins out or burns. In Hype Check, Kartik Subbaraj's Retro, the Suriya starrer, drops with the tagline Love, Laughter, War, just as real-life tensions erupt between India and Pakistan. In TV Gold this week, I recommend Tina Fey's The Four Seasons, which packs emotional gut punches into picture-perfect looking holidays as love and identity change with the seasons. And in Heads Up, we have Thunderbolts, where Marvel's morally flexible Suicide Squad tries to outrun the past, internet trolls and bad reviews after changing its title to The New Avengers. We also have Muthayya this week, a Telugu indie that reminds us that it's never too late to chase your dreams. And we have the Rehearsal, where comedian Nathan Fielder stages entire fake lives just to avoid the trappings of a real one, only to make it all the more awkward. Let's zoom in for a closer look. The journey of a hero is always a search for purpose. Anthropologist Joseph Campbell observes in his book, The Hero with a Thousand Faces. Kartik Subbaraj's ode to the movies of yore, Retro, starring Suriya in a complex role, is a treat for cinephiles. But, and this but is in all caps. So, but, is the treat really satisfying? That's debatable. Here's why. Retro, with its tagline Love, Laughter, War, started with a bang at the box office, but collections dipped after mixed reviews. The film might still hit 100 crores, but let's leave the business aside and look at the film itself. This retro action drama begins with a climax of sorts. A gangster bids farewell to the thug life to get married. Cue a 15-minute oneer that has song, dance, action, emotion, masala. The much talked about Kanima sequence is simply the best part of the film, hitting all the right cinematic beats. If it were a mini movie, it would get 5 stars across the board. But that also means expectations soar so high, it's impossible for the film to live up to that promise. It slowly spirals into a bit of a mess, especially in its second chapter, Laughter. The idea of a violent gangster trying to win his love back through laughter therapy is a great idea on paper, but just invoking Chaplin's name doesn't cut it. This portion doesn't pack enough laughs, despite Jairam's presence, because the joke writing simply does not exist. Characters start telling jokes, but we never hear a single punchline. With help from a comedy writer, this might have worked. Here the laughs come only from situational gags, not actual jokes. With this huge a hole in the narrative, the post-interval film dives into war. But since Suriya's a fighting machine all through, the film is just war, war and more war. The polarizing third act borrows the age-old trope of the chosen one, and its timing reeks more of a cliche than a surprise. After spending most of the film unable to shun violence, the hero ends up embracing it as his purpose. It's like an alcoholic justifying that drinking is good because, look at the bright side, it boosts liquor sales and it kills stomach germs. The problem with glorifying a call to arms, using guns and violence to resolve conflict, is that while it could be great as a satire or a commentary, Retro plays it straight, endorsing and justifying violence with purpose. The girl who spent the whole film hating violence is simply told in one scene, he's not Buddha, he's Krishna, and that's all the license and reasoning Kartik Subbaraj offers to resolve the core conflict. What if war is necessary, the only way out? In the film, it is. But in the real world, especially in the wake of ongoing wars, we know better. Violence is cyclical. War only ends up with bodies on both sides. There might be some jingoistic feel-good chest thumping in the fog of war, but it offers no happy endings in real life. To Kartik's credit, the problematic messaging is still wrapped in poetic justice. The reason we go to the movies and escape reality. Also, every scene contains more cinema per frame than most films out there. So go easy on this treat, keep your expectations basic. The bunch of drunk people in the audience dancing to Kanima during the repeat viewing simply left at the interval. They had had their fill. Perhaps a more honest title would have been War, More War and Diminishing Returns. Tina Fey's adaptation of the 1981 Alan Alda film, The Four Seasons, is now streaming on Netflix, and explores how decades-old relationships can change overnight, impacting lives in less than a year. This sharp, well-observed comedy could have easily turned dark, but in the capable hands of Tina Fey and Steve Carell, the strongest medicine for healing comes from the most unexpected laughs. Watching Tina Fey cut through tense moments with humor makes the 8 episodes fly by. It's a show that will break your heart, but in a way that feels like a good cleanse, like crying during a rom-com. But instead of a happy ending, you just get a solid, well, that was real. Even when it gets devastating, the show ensures you never stop smiling. Now, this is how you take uncomfortable life truths that people change, hearts break, lives end, and still entertain without resorting to easy fixes or convenient solutions. It's a must watch with your loved ones because nothing says I love you more than silently judging each other's emotional baggage for 4 hours straight. The new Marvel movie Thunderbolts officially changed its title to The New Avengers a day after its release, grabbing my attention. I had to watch it just to make sure it's not a gimmick. Let's face it, most of us have Marvel fatigue. With so many shows and overlapping timelines, we are practically rooting for Thanos to come back and wipe out every remaining superhero. Ever since Seth Rogen produced The Boys, that anti-Marvel, superhero-hating critique of power and merchandise, Marvel's been flailing, unsure of how to reinvent the genre. With Thunderbolts, they borrow from DC, throwing together their own team of misfits and anti-heroes, or losers as Valentina, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, calls them. JLD clearly standing in for what? Did I say what? I meant Marvel. Tries to kill them off, but they won't die. They team up. It's all very meta. They're not super, they're just rejects with issues. The result, honestly, is watchable. Not worth IMAX 3D prices, but perfect for OTT whenever Disney drops it on JioStar. JLD, Florence Pugh, and David Harbour leave an impression, and this feels like a return to basics. These guys don't save the world, just a few blocks of New York. There are 2 hilarious end credit scenes directed by the Russo brothers. Both are like SNL sketches roasting Marvel's desperation to cash in on the Avengers brand. So meta, I was disappointed Deadpool didn't show up. If you love the Rajan DK produced Telugu indie Cinema Bandi, here's another gem in the same space. Muthayya, directed by Bhaskar Maurya and now streaming on ETV Win, tells the story of a 70-year-old man chasing his dream of seeing himself on the big screen. This feel-good indie with a runtime of under 2 hours is simple and minimalist but brimming with emotion, highlighted by a stellar performance from the lead actor Sudhakar Reddy. That S.S. Rajamouli launched the trailer is nothing short of an Oscar for the Muthayyas from the remotest parts of our cinema-crazy country. Before we wrap up today, I have one last record. Do not miss the Rehearsal on JioStar. The second season of Nathan Fielder's mock reality show dropped a couple of weeks ago, and episode 3 just left audiences around the world stumped with its sheer audacity and conviction in taking a joke too far. Just remember, you might never be able to unsee a 41-year-old Nathan in a diaper playing an infant. I missed Abhishan Jeevan's tourist family now playing at the cinemas. And I can't wait to see it because it comes highly recommended by my producer friend Setumadhavan N, who says it strikes a fine balance between drama and comedy. Tell us what you thought in the comment section. Also, if you're new to the show, catch up with the last 5 episodes of FOMO Fix on YouTube for all that you have missed. Until next week, this is Sudhish Kamath signing off from my home studio for The Hindu.